welcome back. Your dreams were your ticket out. Welcome back.
What a terrible thing to say. Get him.
You assured me everything would go smoothly.
Everything is going smoothly, I assure you.
All right, so now here we have come across another problem. We're ready for the tank for the 1,000-gallon filtration system, but this tank has always been the holding tank for the RODI system, and I've always collected the wastewater, which I use for the freshwater systems, for the last 11 years.
Whee! What a predicament!
But now I need this tank. So we've come up with stealing this 100-gallon Rubbermaid container, which is holding a whole bunch of rock, Caribbean, Fiji, Bali, Tonga, Haitian, and there's even more over there, more dry rock. And we even have a 160-gallon frag tank, which is completely full of more rock, which is under temperature and water. How in the world I continue to come across this stuff, I don't know. I'm a pack rat of live rock.
Whee! You good looking. You're hot.
But we're going to steal that container, and now that new 100-gallon Rubbermaid will be the new tank that will capture my wastewater, because we need this. So what we're going to do is we're going to clear this area out. I've got a 150-gallon Rubbermaid sitting outside. It's all prepped and ready to go. And we are going to put it right there in the corner, put all that live, well, in this case, dead rock, in that container, and all of this rock in that new 150, so that we can get this guy right here, and this guy is heading for the other end. All right, we got it. That was a lot of work, but there we go. All that rock, probably 6 different species, are within that 150-gallon Rubbermaid container. And kind of organize things here a little bit better. As you can tell, I have a lot of crap. But don't worry, all of this is going to make sense soon. There are some big plans brewing here at their World Aquatics. And right there's 660 pounds of salt. But all of that was done so that we can get this guy right here in position. So now the other tank is out in the free, so that I can start working on it, which is right here. And go ahead and clean that up, drill the holes, and start prepping. So you would think it's easy just to lift this up, walk this down, come around the bend, and slide it in. Well, not a chance. Something as simple as this move is turned into a head scratcher, because this probably weighs upwards of 150 pounds. I want to be very careful with it, obviously, because I've got the 6 bulkheads sticking out. So we've come up with, we're going to put 4 2x6s on both sides. We're going to kind of like raise a little platform up. This is going to get picked up by the pallet jack. We're going to roll it down here, come around the bend. We're then going to lift the tank up so that the bottom of the tank is flush or just a hair above the bottom of that 2x2 steel. We're going to slide it in carefully, and then one by one those boards will come out, and it's going to like walk down, left, right, right down to where it's got to go.
Well, I knew then that I was going to get through it.
Because that would really suck to break that tank. All right, here's the update. I'm happy to say that Bulk Resupply definitely backed up their products. As I told you earlier, one of the 2-inch Spears gate valves actually broke. Actually, here's the replacement. I mean, it was here within like 3 days. It was crazy. But if you guys have never seen the inside of a Spears gate valve, I took the broken one and literally tore it all apart. And this is it right here. Obviously there's the top cap, there's the handle. Here's the other cap that actually screws into right here. This is the main piece that obviously closes and opens. It stops the water flow, which would normally be right up inside there. And it would slide right down inside there. So I thought, you know something, I'm going to tear this thing apart and really kind of dissect what's going on. And by doing so, here is where the problem lies. Somehow, some way, this snapped during shipping and showed up obviously in 2 pieces.
Marvin, what do you make of all this?
Man, I don't even have an opinion.
So I thought, well, what the heck? Went to Home Depot, bought the most powerful stuff that they sell, and I'm going to give this a whirl. I'm going to try to bring these 2 pieces together with that stuff and put it all together and give it a whirl. I mean, this is a $70 valve. It's worth at least a try. So they didn't have a problem with it. So here are the 2 that we're going to be using. The other 2 are already on the other side of the room. But I actually do need a 3rd one for the system that I'm going to be creating. So, but you'll see that in due time. All right, guys, welcome back. Today's the big day. We're going to raise this thing up, put it on a pallet jack, roll it around the back, and hopefully, if all goes well, we can have this put in the position that where it needs to go, which is right here. So we kind of had to come up with a crazy contraption here because the pallet jack, when you fully extend it up, will only give you 5 1/4 inches of lift.
Okay, let's do a little math.
Well, I need to raise it up almost 13 inches right there. So put on some 2x6s and a 2x4 on the top. And I actually had to lock it in on the front and the back with that 2x4 because I thought, man, if I start jacking this thing up and we start to slide it off, you know, what stops, you know, one of these things from literally falling off the side of the entire pallet jack. So locked in the front, locked in the back, and all the boards are even screwed together. So there should be no movement there. So the plan is to raise this up. Jack and John will be here in a second. We're going to pick this up, put it on top of the pallet jack, roll it down the hallway, round the bend. I needed just a little bit more, so I threw on these 2 boards right here. We'll jack it up, and it should slide right on top of that. Once it's in position, we will get everything out of the way and start dropping the boards down one by one on the left and right side, and that should be it. So we definitely had to come up with a little bit of a lifting plan here because something that looks so simple, well, it wasn't. And there's been a lot of time invested getting this thing prepped and ready to go. And the last thing we want is to drop it, crack it, break it, or whatever. All right, guys, I'm happy to say the tank is in position. Nobody got hurt, nothing got broke, and I tell you what, something so simple could have been catastrophic. But glad to say we came up with somewhat of a good plan, and it worked out good. I just wanted to show you this real quick. We also got the underneath of the aquarium painted white. Put 2 coats on there, and that really helped out because that thing was sucking up the paint on that first coat, but now it looks really good.
Well, that is one way to say it. Another way to say it would be that he was thrown out.
So that's going to help when we go to light this thing up when we put the plants over here. The second thing I'm working on right now is I just got done measuring these bulkheads right here, which are coming out of the planted tank, and they are going to go right here. So I've already marked everything out. Here's the first one, second one, and third one. So we will drill this out, put in those 3 bulkheads, and now these 2 tanks will be connected together. And this is the final chamber where the motor will be connected. It just so happens it's sitting right there. Brand new Hammerhead Gold Hybrid. But one more thing I want to show real quick. This is chamber 1. Been messing with this, but I just wanted to give a quick update. I talked to Dave today from Acrylic Creations. They're out there in Butler, Pennsylvania. And these guys build aquariums, and they are good. But I've been on the phone with him, talking with him for a while. And we've come up with, we're going to put a 30 by 30 plate here. Matter of fact, it's actually done. It's going to be getting in the mail here probably within the next couple of days. And it's 3/4 inch thick. And it's got that little chamfer on it so that the sock can sit down inside. And then he created for me a second piece of acrylic, which is going to go right through here. And it's going to have a piece of acrylic on the side, which is going to hold this top plate. But at the same time, it's going to have the pass-throughs to let the water out, and then there will also be an emergency overflow on the top of that plate. And all of this will make sense when it shows up and it gets installed. And there's obviously a third piece that needs to get mounted right here because those 2 2-inch pipes are going to fall in here first. Water level will rise and then pour onto the 9-sock filtration plate. Obviously that water is then going to rise to 14 inches, and then it's going to fall right through its 6 slots, and then it will dump into this final chamber, which is at 12 inches, and then that water takes off at 6 inches. Kind of goofy, a lot of things are going on there, but it'll all make sense in the end. So that's the update. Just wanted to quickly tell you about chamber 1. Chamber 2 is already in position and underway. And then obviously the final chamber, which is this guy right here, which is a 120-gallon aquarium. I might have misspoke before, but that's actually a 120. All right, that's it. All right, we did a quick water test on chamber 1. I'm happy to say that it did hold. We filled it up late last night, took it up to almost to the top, 10, 11 inches, and it is held. There'd be nothing worse than putting this thing where it's got to go, which is right there, and then finding out later that we had a problem. So we did this with chamber 2. It passed. Obviously this is chamber 1. Now it has passed. We'll go ahead and drain this, and the parts and pieces should be arriving hopefully tomorrow and next day from the guys out there in Pennsylvania. Acrylic Creations. Wait till you see what we got coming.